I'm Whitney Waugh.
And I'm Travis Waugh. We've lived in this area for 30 plus years. Once we graduated, had a kid, got our apartment, and lived back behind 6th and Florida area. And those apartments are nice, they're good, but they were kind of run down when we first moved in. It wasn't the best apartment, but it was what we could afford at the time. And so we just kind of made do with what we had and tried to do better and look for opportunities to do better and get into a better housing situation when we could.
I'd say at the time we moved in, it was pretty affordable for us, but we only had one kid, and it was just us at the time. And as time went on, we added to our family. We had to move to another apartment that was a little bit bigger, and throughout the time being there, the payment for it kept getting bigger and bigger over time. So it started getting to the point where it was not as affordable as it was.
Mm-hmm. So the first meeting you have is in January when they do all of the orientation, basically of this is our overview, this is what we're about, this is what it takes. You have 2 months to put in your paperwork, get it all together, because it's like the last 6 months of your entire life.
After putting our paperwork in, I'd say it was almost a month after that he got a call saying, "Hey, we're really looking at you guys for, being a part of the next house."
Then they did a home interview for us. They actually came to where we were living at the time to see what the needs were that we needed, where our housing situation was lacking. We had a meeting with the board.
Yeah.
Probably 2 or 3 weeks after the home visit, and then 2 or 3 weeks after that, we figured out, they called us with the congratulations, we've chosen you to be a family partner.
Yeah.
It's a long process just to get selected. Uh-huh. And then we didn't even start building our house for another year.
Well, they did say there's going to be a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but it was worth it. So
yeah. The great thing about building your own home is you know how it all goes together. So that way when something breaks, something falls apart, you know exactly how to tear that back apart and then put that back together. And it saved us so much money. Well, and they all look unique in their own ways too. So you still have the individuality of the house, but it's all provided at low cost to the homeowner.
Mm-hmm. Made a big difference. We're all happier. The kids love having neighbor kids. They did have neighbor kids at the apartment, but it was totally different. They weren't outside all the time like they are now, and they're actually making friends, and they have friends at school, and they love it. And I think that the affordableness too has helped so much. It's not as stressful. It's actually, nice to be able to know that we're working to own a home. So, yeah.
The big thing that Habitat focuses on is it's not a handout, it's a hand up. Mm-hmm. While we're not paying the full mortgage on our home, while we're not paying interest on our mortgage on our home, we're still paying a mortgage. It's not a free house. Mm-hmm. We both did 200 hours of community service with Habitat. And that includes building our home. And outside of building our home, we did community outreach programs with them. And so it's a bunch of, help us spread the word of humanity, Habitat for Humanity, and what we do. And because you do this and because you help build your own home, we can build a cheaper home that way because it's all volunteer based. But it's still energy efficient. It's still built to really high standards. It still has to pass all the codes, but because it's volunteer built, they can build it cheaper and more effectively and efficiently.